person is patient with herself. That you can start a business, it doesn't work. You start another one, it doesn't work. And you continue like that until finally you get a business that can work. But if you give up on the day one. If you're not patient with yourself, you know, kama wewe ni mwanafunzi, be patient with yourself. Umekuja kama first year. Already unaona kuna wengine wameshakuwa hooked up already. Na wewe uko na pressure hapo ya kutafuta kijana, ya kutafuta. Morning to you. How are you?
We am very fine.
Uko mzima?
Niko mzima lakini umepotea sana.
Niko.
Mimi pamoja na msikilizaji tunakupiga fine leo.
Leo mnanipiga fine eh?
Umepotea sana.
Kwa sababu ya kukosekana last Tuesday. Najua last Tuesday ndio siku. Na last Tuesday nafikiri ilikuwa holiday ama?
Ilikuwa holiday.
Ilikuwa holiday, si ndio?
Sasa hata kama tulikuwa holiday, sisi na wasikilizaji bado tulikuwa
hapa. Bado mlikuwa hapa. Hiyo ni vizuri. Nimefurahi kuwa hapa. Leo tunataka tuongee about be patient with yourself.
Acha pressure.
Ile unasemanga wacha pressure.
Wacha pressure bwana.
Be patient with yourself. That is what we want to talk about today. Kwa sababu people have different pressures out there. People have different pressures. We can have pressures against time. Maybe time is not enough. You find that the things that you want to do, you are not able to do at the required time. Sometimes you also have deadlines to meet. You know, you have deadlines to meet. They are taking you with speed, you know, so that you can meet the deadlines. We also have striving to perfectionism. You know, people want to be perfect. And I'm sure when you are growing up, Washira, maybe at one time or another your parent told you, I want you to be like so and so. I want you to be like your brother. I want you to be like
so and so. Yeah, sure.
So kuna pressure pale. There is pressure to be perfect, pressure to do what other people are doing. So you are competing with others. You are competing with others. You're also comparing yourself with other people. You're comparing yourself with other people. You want to achieve what other people have achieved, or you want to do what other people are doing. So there is a lot of competition. There is a lot of pressure. There is a lot of, all these things, they put pressure on somebody. And there is limited time and limited resources. Limited time and limited resources. So these are the things that are really putting pressure on people. And therefore, I'm here to tell you today, be patient with yourself. Kuwa mpole. Kuwa mpole kwako wewe mwenyewe. Sio kwa mwingine.
Kama ni mwanafunzi wa chuo kikuu, mwanafunzi wa secondary school, primary school, vile kama ni mtu ambaye unafanya kazi pale nje, this topic ni yako.
Yes, be patient with yourself. Kama wewe ni mwanafunzi, be patient with yourself. Umekuja kama first year. Already unaona kuna wengine wameshakuwa hooked up already. Na wewe uko na pressure hapo ya kutafuta kijana, ya kutafuta, a lady. Acha pressure. Be patient with yourself. There is still time. There is still time. There is still time. And I always say, stay fast. First of all, wait until you are able to learn people. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. All these pressures, all this current busy world, people are busy, people are competing, people want to achieve this, want to achieve that, want to achieve that. Because even when you look at people and the way they are hoarding, some people are corrupt, they are hoarding money, they are hoarding property and so on. What for really? What for? And they cannot be able to exhaust even this amount of money that they are holding. So I'm just here to tell people, be patient. Be patient with yourself. Why do I want you to be patient with yourself? What do these pressures do to you? What does this striving do to you? What does this comparing yourself with other people? What does it do to you? What does this competing? What does it do to you? When you are not patient with yourself and you're comparing yourself with other people, first of all, you become harsh with yourself. You become very harsh with yourself. You mistreat yourself. You judge yourself negatively. You judge yourself harshly. Because you're comparing with somebody else, you're comparing yourself with somebody else. So you keep telling yourself you're not good enough. You keep telling yourself that you should be as good as the other person. So the result of this is that actually we tend to be very harsh on ourselves. Harsh on ourselves. We also tend to be negative with ourselves. We judge ourselves negatively. We also set very high standards that we cannot be able to achieve. Very, very high standards for ourselves. We set high standards for our family members. We set high standards for our children. We set high standards for our friends, even the people that we are working with. Have you ever had someone who has come probably to take you so that you can go to class, and na vile unatokezea hivi, anakuuliza unaenda class hivyo? Rudi ukavae vizuri.
Unakuwa
demotivated. You know, of course, it is good when your friend has an eye for you, that they can correct you and they can check on you, they can advise you to be better. So long as this is not a negative pressure, then it is okay. If it is just positive criticism so that you can be a better person, then it is okay. And it is within your means, then it is okay. So we set very high standards for ourselves, for our families. We also push for excellent results, very excellent results in all ways, very excellent results in all ways. It can be in school, we set very excellent, we want very excellent results. We are pushing for excellent results. It can be at workplace, you know, you are working somewhere and people are pushing you to give very excellent results. And sometimes these excellent results are giving pressure on you. So we push for immediate results also. So that's another thing, instant results. And I've had people saying this generation is the generation of instant coffee, instant water, instant washing, papu kitaka inatokea. There is no time to wait. There is no time to wait. If you want it, it is there at that particular time. So we push for immediate results. We want now. We just want now and now.
Madam Mghoi, kuna mtu nakusikiza from Marine, amesema ati if you're not patient with yourself, is it a health hazard?
Yes, of course it's a health hazard, and it can lead to mental health breakdown. Mental health breakdown if you're not patient with yourself. So you need to be patient with yourself, because there are some things that will not happen instantly. There are some things that will need you to wait a little bit longer. There are some things that will need you to learn a little bit better. There are some things that will need you to be patient. So if you're not patient with yourself, yes, it can be a mental health hazard. So that's why I'm here to tell you to be patient with yourself. To be patient with yourself. There is so much demanded from you, but you need to be patient with yourself. You need to be patient with yourself. You need to be patient. You normalize being patient, and waiting, as opposed to pressure, as opposed to, critical pressure that you cannot even settle, you cannot even think, you cannot, you are just under pressure. So I'm here to just tell people, be patient with yourself. If it is something that needs to have a process, please let the process grow. Let the process grow. Let the process grow. If it is a relationship, if it's a relationship, let the relationship grow slowly by slowly. So that you don't rush. So that you can learn each other, so that you can understand each other, so that you can be able to know even where these people come from, what kind of a family they are, and their likes, their dislikes, and so on. Be patient. Be very, very patient with yourself. Being patient with self is normally neglected. Forgiving self is also normally neglected. Have you ever heard of someone who has forgiven everybody else, but they have not forgiven themselves? Maybe someone wronged you. You've forgiven that person, but you cannot forgive yourself. Maybe you did something wrong. You cannot forgive yourself. You cannot look past your mistakes. You cannot look past your mistakes. So you are always there. You're always there thinking about the mistakes you made, regretting about those mistakes, and really it is really hindering you to progress. It's hindering you to progress. It's hindering you to be able to have other relationships that are probably going to be better relationships. So you are there. You are stuck there with the mistake. You can also be stuck with a mistake. Maybe you made a mistake in business. Sometimes we have people that have done, I was reading a paper actually, a lady who has done how many businesses? I think around 25. I think around 25 businesses. She had started the first one, it flopped. The second one, it flopped. The third one, up to 25. Now, the 25th business is the one that has made him come through. Is the one that has made him succeed in life, has made her succeed in life. So this person is patient with herself, that you can start a business, it doesn't work. You start another one, it doesn't work. And you continue like that until finally you get a business that can work. But if you give up on the day one. If you're not patient with yourself, you cannot be able to become successful. So that's why I'm here to tell people, be patient with yourself.
Madam Mghoi, we are going to take a short break. But when we resume, we'll tell us, we as students, we have classes to attend, duties to perform, we have assignments. How do we start being patient with ourselves?
Sawa.
Now, Madam Joyce Mghoi, what are the benefits of being patient with yourself?
It's very important to be patient with yourself. And I want the listeners to know this. When we are talking about being patient with yourself, we are not talking about being lazy. We are not talking about not doing anything totally. We are not talking about sitting down and just waiting, vegetating. No, that's not what we are talking about. We are talking about being patient with yourself, and which is very, very important. If you are patient with yourself, then you have emotional well-being. Vile tu msikilizaji aliuliza, what if I'm not patient with myself? Can this lead to mental breakdown? And of course, the answer is yes. So it will give you emotional well-being. Emotional well-being is having peace with yourself. I think kwa Biblia kuna mahali kumeandikwa having peace beyond having peace with yourself beyond human understanding. Peace beyond human understanding. Have you ever seen people that are so peaceful and probably, there are things that are not working in their lives, but they are peaceful.
They're very peaceful.
And yet there could be people that are going through the same things and they are up and down, they are, crazy and all that. So it gives you emotional well-being when you are patient with yourself. So it reduces negative emotions, gives you emotional well-being and reduces negative emotions. Negative emotions ni hisia ambazo si nzuri. Like now, if I use a very good example, when students, their relationships is not working, or their relationship, somebody's relationship is not working, and then they start talking about, if you leave me, I will kill you, or I'll kill myself, or something like that. So you see already that is impatience. That is being impatient. You're not patient with this particular person because the conflict and probably the situation that you're going through will be resolved with time. Sometimes we say time is a healer. Time is a healer. So it will be resolved with time. We have heard of people that have had a conflict that they cannot even greet each other, they cannot even say hi. But as time goes on, they become friends. They resolve their conflicts. So be patient. It will give you emotional well-being.
So, Madam Mghoi, you are trying to say that being patient with yourself,
yes,
it is a way of dealing with stress.
It is a way of dealing with stress. Being patient is a way of dealing with stress. By the way, James, sometimes even when you have an issue today, sleep over it. Tomorrow, you will actually find a solution. You'll find even a better solution. So don't rush. Don't rush. Be patient with yourself. If it is something that you cannot resolve, sleep over it and think through it over the night. The next day, you may find that you have a better solution. So it will give you emotional well-being, and then it will also give you healthy self-image. Your self-image. Wewe mwenyewe unajionaje? How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? You are able to view yourself better. You are able to view your mistakes and your weaknesses, to learn from them, and to even look for better opportunities, knowing yourself, because now you grow, because you are able to grow. So when you are looking at your failures, when you are looking at your mistakes, when you are looking at all that and learning from them, you get a better self-image of yourself. That these are the things that have gone wrong, and maybe it is my mistake, but these are the things that have gone right. And therefore, I am better in this particular way. It also gives you resilience. Resilience ni uvumilivu. It gives you resilience so that it can help you to be able to bounce back. Bouncing back is coming back again and being even a better a better person. So it gives you resilience, kuvumilia. It helps you maintain motivation. If you are patient with yourself, you continue to be motivated. You continue to be motivated. It also improves decision making. Decision making is when you are faced with a choice and you need to make a decision. So if you are patient with yourself, you can make a better decision. An informed decision. If you're not patient with yourself, you may make a rushy decision that may not be a good decision. Please let us be patient with ourselves. It will help us in decision making. In terms even of businesses, there are people who have rushed to invest in a business that ended up being fake. That ended up being a hoax. That ended up being, it is not... and you rushed. You rushed. And these things are there even online. Even yesterday, people are really hacking other people's lines, especially Facebook and all that. Unaona mtu anakuja kwa Messenger, anakwambia click this link, and you will, I got 25,000. You will also win. I don't know. Please be patient. Be patient with yourself. Kama ni business nzuri na inastahili uifanye, it will come in a better way and you will understand it. Don't rush. Don't rush. Because you are seated there, you are broke, you don't have money, then all of a sudden someone comes inbox, then you say, huyu ni Mungu ametuma. Na kumbe si hivyo. So it improves your decision making. It also helps you to foster good relationship. If you are a patient person, your relationships will be very good because you will not be forcing anybody to do anything that they don't want, and you will not also be forced because you're also patient, and you'll take your time. So it helps also to build better relationships. Then it also helps to reduce perfectionism. While perfectionism is good, or being perfect or doing things in a perfect way is good, perfectionism can be negative. Perfectionism can be negative. It can actually make you not to move on in life because of perfectionism. You go into your house, you have other people in the house, uliacha sufuria imewekwa hapa, imebadilishwa, imewekwa kwingine, unakwama cooperate because it should be where you left it to be.
I think I'm a victim.
Are you a victim? Are you a victim of that? Perfectionism. People want things to be done in a very perfect way, and they cannot allow any other option. It has to be done their way, and it has to be done in a perfect way. Unaweza kuwa stuck. Unaweza kuwa stuck because of that perfectionism. Why? Not everything is perfect. Our lives have to move on. Even when not everything is perfect, our lives have to move on. Things may not be perfect, but our lives have to move on. So if you develop a negative perfectionism, unakuwa stuck. You don't move. You don't do. You go to class, you are criticizing everybody, including the lecturer, including the way the seats are arranged, including, everything. Everything. You are criticizing everything because you want everything perfect. You want everything perfect. So that is one thing. It also gives you long-term success. So be patient because you'll get long-term success. If you get to listen to people's success stories, you will hear people have tried over and over again, and they have tried different things, and those different things helped them for some time. They decided, no, this one cannot work. They moved on to something else, like that, until they became successful. So it also helps you. Like here in Kenya, I had one person who was very wealthy that he started by selling charcoal, makaa. Alianza na kuuza makaa, and finally he still became successful. So it helps you to become successful in the wrong land. It also helps you to enhance learning and mastery, especially now for the students. We are telling them to be patient. We are telling them to be patient and to continue to learn and continue to learn.
Now, Madam Joyce Mghoi, due to the hard economic times in Kenya, those who are employed, they are all working because they need promotion, they need to increase their earnings, and those who are students, they have classes to attend to, they have maybe a lot of pressures they have. Now,
how do they deal with these pressures? How can they become patient with themselves amidst these particular pressures?
And how can they cultivate
self-patience? Now, it's important to cultivate self-patience. Yes, we know there are hard economic times. Yes, we know things are rising day by day. You know, products are rising day by day. Fuel is rising day by day. I mean, and when you talk to people, you just find that people are really under stress, and people are, you know, they are facing difficult times. But how do they cultivate self-patience strategies of self-patience? One of them is self-reflection. Now, self-reflection, James, there is even a time I talked about it here. Self-reflection is sitting with yourself at that particular time. You know, like now we are talking about fuel prices have gone down, products have gone down, many things have gone down, and so on and so forth. But if right now we decide to sit, you and me, and we reflect on our lives right now, this moment, what do I need right now, this moment? For me, I only need fresh air to breathe. I only need to go to my working space and I do my work at this particular time, right now. Right now.
I remember you telling me that all what I need now, I have it now.
Yes, I have it. All what I need now,
you have it.
I have it. So that is the process. Self-reflection. What is it that you need now? If what you need now is there, please have peace and move on. Otherwise, sometimes we get pressure because of thinking, what will happen next year? What will happen 2 years from now? What will happen 3 years from now? And then even as we are thinking about the future, we are also regretting about the past. So the first thing that you can do to have patience with yourself, self-patience, reflection, self-reflection, sitting down and asking yourself, what do I need now? What is it that I need now? If what I need now is there for me, let me have peace. And every other person, let them have peace. If what you need is there at that particular time, you will be patient with yourself. Even if what you did yesterday did not work, you'll be patient with yourself because what you need today is there for you today. Number two, or the second strategy is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is not running away from the situation. Not running away from the situation. Unless the situation is dangerous, unless the situation is harmful and it's going to harm you, whatever it is that you're going through, be present for it. Be present for it in mind. Be present for it. Think about it, you know. Be present for that particular situation. Don't run away. Don't run away. And actually, this mindfulness solves a number of problems. Even relationships problems are solved by mindfulness. Why? Because if someone has done something wrong against you, somebody has done something wrong, and maybe you are colleagues, or maybe you are friends, or maybe is a spouse, be mindful and be there. This thing will resolve itself as time goes on. So mindfulness is another way that you can be able to be patient with yourself. Number three, I like number three so much. Number three is self-talk. James, have you ever talked to yourself? Have you ever talked to yourself?
Yeah, I have.
I know most people have talked to themselves. It's just because we don't like accepting that we have talked to ourselves. Even when you are on the road, sometimes you can see a lady, a gentleman, and you can see their lips moving a bit. And they're smiling. And then they go. Or sometimes when their lips are moving and you look at them and they look at you, they start pretending they were singing. And sometimes they were doing self-talk. Now, self-talk is very, very important. You encourage yourself. You support yourself. You talk to yourself. The inner dialogue. It can be verbal, and the verbal one is the one that we say, mtu atakaa kama mwenda wazimu. But we have inner talk, inner dialogue. How you talk to yourself inside there, in your heart. How do you talk to yourself? You know, do you ever wake up yourself and tell yourself, you know, Joyce, you've done well. You've done well. Even if nobody else has seen that you have done well. But I'm proud of you. Yani, you be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Washira, you talk to yourself. You tell yourself, today, my day was great. You know, I'm proud of you, Washira. I'm proud of you, James, for this that you have done. So that inner dialogue is very, very important for self-patience. You tell yourself, be patient. You can even tell yourself in the heart, be patient. You can tell yourself verbally if you are alone, please be patient. Joyce, be patient. Self-talk. You're talking to yourself. Now, self-talk is very, very important, by the way. Because your body cells eavesdrop on your self-talk. Your body cells. You know, we have body cells. We have body cells. These body cells, they eavesdrop on your self-talk. If you wake up every morning and tell yourself how stupid you are, how you can never make it in life,
Negativity.
how everything else is against you, how nobody loves you, how nobody likes you. If you wake up every morning and tell yourself these things, I am telling you, Ashira, you'll become sick. I am telling you, you'll actually see these things walking. You will see them physically walking. They will manifest themselves. If you tell yourself nobody loves you in your workplace, you will actually see that hatred. If you tell yourself, you're not good enough, you will actually start being floppy. Everything you do is not working. Everything you do is not working. If you tell yourself you're not good enough and you're not appreciating yourself, nobody else will. So your body cells will eavesdrop on your positive or your negative self-talk. Your body cells will eavesdrop on that. So it's very important for you to talk to yourself positive things, encouraging things, things that will bring hope, things that will bring the future, not things that will make you helpless, not things that will make you desperate, not things that will make you frustrated. Talk to yourself things that will bring you hope. That is one thing. So your self-talk is very, very important. And sometimes when you look at yourself in the mirror, maybe this one is for the ladies, they look at themselves in the mirror so much. Please tell yourself you're the most beautiful woman that God created. You're the most beautiful, handsome man that God created. You are in the right place at the right time, and you'll become successful in life. So talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Self-talk. Very, very important. Number 4, celebrate small winnings. Every time you have done something that is good, please celebrate yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a pat on the back, so that you can celebrate the small wins here and there, the small things that you have done here and there. So celebrate small wins and learn from failures. Learn from your failures. I normally encourage people that the most intelligent person is that person that learns from other people's mistakes. But if you also make a mistake, please learn from it and move on from that particular mistake. Move on. Learn from it. Don't condemn yourself. Don't overly criticize yourself because of a mistake that you have made. Then practice self-compassion. Self-compassion is the one that nowadays is very, very common, especially with the ladies. Wanajiambia hashtag self-love, hashtag... James, I can see you laughing, meaning that you have seen that.
I have seen that.
Hashtag self-love. Of course, sometimes naonanga hizo posts zicomment. It's a message. It's a message to somebody.
Yeah, it is targeting somebody.
It is targeting somebody. But then what I'm saying is that have self-compassion. Have self-love. Understand yourself. Be gentle to yourself. Don't tell yourself things that you cannot tell anybody. Sometimes we tell ourselves things and abuse ourselves. And these abuses we cannot tell someone. So who is the most important person to you? We did a video on the greatest asset. You are the greatest asset. You are the most important person. So if you can tell someone I love you, you can tell yourself that you love yourself. Yes, I love yourself. You love yourself. You tell yourself, Joyce, I love you. I love you. I love you. There's another time I posted that on my Facebook. I said, I just posted and I said, Joyce, I love you. And someone asked, can I repeat the same statement? So anyway, love yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Number 7, there are 8, and I'm finishing. Number 7 is set realistic goals. Set realistic goals. Please, whatever that you want to achieve, let it be natural. Let it feel natural. Let it feel natural. So set realistic goals. Don't sleep tonight and tell yourself tomorrow I'll wake up with a Prado. Tomorrow I'll wake up with, I don't know, a mansionette. Tomorrow I'll wake up, I don't know, with a what. Set realistic goals. Let it feel natural when you are setting your goals. And then finally, embrace imperfections. Embrace imperfections. Not in the sense that allow yourself to be doing mistakes and so on, but in the sense that if imperfection comes, let us still continue to live. For instance, the harsh economic times, high products and so on, fuel and so on. Should we stop living?
No.
Should we stop laughing?
No.
Should we stop enjoying ourselves?
No.
No. Irrespective of these challenges, let us continue. We know it is not perfect. We know it can be better, but let us continue to smile. Let us continue to move on. Let us continue to enjoy our lives. Let us continue to move on, because that is how we are going to practice self-patience. Give yourself room to be better. Day by day. Give yourself room to be better day by day. So that is why I came today. For the students, they have programs, they have classes, and they need to perform. They need to do that. They need to prioritize, and they also need to make a schedule of their programs every day. Make a schedule, then prioritize things and do them day by day. Rome was not built in a day. Rome was not built in a day. So let them prioritize. Let them schedule their whatever it is that they want to do, and let them continue to do day by day. First things first.
It is evident that now Madam Joyce Mghoi, you have inspired somebody. Amesema salimia madam sana. She's educating as much ni Moffat Gatua from Kivumbo.
Wow.
There's another guy here. Anasema, I think this is a compliment. We are all created like kings, each having a territory, but we measure our territory by bringing soldiers who should guard you from other people's territory. To guard you, hence messing up with your inner territory. Simon Sedimeko. Anasema, gains are made in proportion to man's personal investment. In his own welfare, hence it is good to be patient with yourself as you climb up the ladder of life success.
Wow.
Ni Simon Sedimeko.
Wow. Thank you so much for the feedback. I really appreciate. Let us be patient with ourselves.
I know you're a mom to many. I've seen you most time talking to students. Primary students, secondary students. Now they are starting their exams. Next week we'll have the primary school children, the KCP, the candidates will start the exams next week, because they have a rehearsal on Friday. Form 4s, they have started actually.
I just wish them the best. I wish them success. And I pray to God, and I'm praying loudly, and everybody can hear, that God will give them, the students in primary and even in secondary schools, those that are doing exams, that God will give them the spirit of intelligence, the spirit of understanding, the spirit of wisdom, the spirit of knowledge, the spirit of concentration, so that when they read the questions, they can be able to understand those questions, and the spirit of remembrance, that they can be able to remember what they have learned from their teachers, what they have learned from the society that needs to be applied in the exams. So I wish them the best, that God will bless them and God will help them to be able to succeed in life.